name's Amber Fox, and this is my cow's eye dissection. So here is my cow's eye. I already separated the anterior and the posterior cavities. First, I'm going to talk about an eye of the disease, which is cataracts. And cataracts affects the lens of the eye, the clear lens of the eye, causing the lens to become cloudy or blurry vision. So sometimes it can look like or feel like you're looking through a dirty window. And that is, the cloudiness prevents light rays to enter through the lens to the retina. And the result of that is that the proteins in the lens break down due to aging or medical conditions. The physiological changes are blurry vision. Someone may develop double vision or even halos around light that they see. And if it's not managed properly, it can result in vision loss. Okay, so here is the anterior part of the eye, and that's the space between the cornea and the lens. So we have the cornea here, which is this clear covering. And it's a transparent covering, and it allows light to enter to the rear where the retina is. So that's the cornea. And then around here, the sclera is the white part of the eye, although you can't really see so much in animals, but the sclera counts for 5/6 of the eye surface. In humans, obviously we can see all of our sclera that we have. The iris is the pigmented part here, and that's made of smooth muscles. And that's responsible for constricting the pupil when there's bright light, or dilating the pupil in dim lighting. We also have the lens. The lens is a clear structure, and it's posterior to the iris. So here's the lens here. And that's responsible for refracting or bending the light rays that are in reference to distant or close-up vision, and those rays are focused on the retina. So that's what the lens does. The pupil is at the center of the iris. So that's this area here, right in the center. And that allows light to enter into the eye. This fluid here that is on my tray, this is called aqueous humor, and that's a watery fluid, and that fills up the anterior chamber or cavity, and that nourishes the eye and helps to keep the eye's shape, the roundness. And then we have the posterior cavity, and here we have the retina, which is this stuff here. So that's the retina, and that's the innermost layer of the eye in the posterior cavity. And that contains delicate nervous tissue of cones and rods, which are specialized cells, and is responsible for visual processing or photoreception. And then the posterior part of the eye, we have the optic nerve, and that is, you can kind of see it there. It's like sticking up right there. So that's the optic nerve, and that's the second cranial nerve, and that's responsible for visual sensation. We have the optic disc, is where the optic nerve and the retina meet. So kind of like in there. And that's where there's no photoreceptors, so it's also known as a blind spot, or for us, it's a blind spot in our visual field. And then this part, the posterior cavity, is filled with vitreous humor, and that's a clear gel-like viscous fluid, and that maintains its spherical shape of the eye. Thank you.